Yes.
Alright, shalom. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Barakatah. Double honors to the elders at GMS and bless the elect and the brothers out there teaching truth and sincerity. One of the brothers had an article, as far as the BRICS, dropping $1 and everything, which is going to tie into the downfall of the economy of America, which could also fall into the famine of America, which could lead to martial law as well as the rest of the prophecies. Go ahead, let them know the source and everything.
Alright, the name of the website is titled theunhivemind.com. The name of the article is As the BRICS drop $1, the U.S. military power fades. And it reads, U.S. military power fades as BRICS drop $1. Press TV has concluded an interview with Alfred Lambermont Webry, an international lawyer, to discuss the recent approval by the governor of Japan's Okinawa Island of a plan to relocate a controversial U.S. military base to another part of the island, paving the way for continued U.S. military presence. It says paving the way for continued U.S. military presence there, despite increasing public anger. A rough transcription of the interview follows. Press TV says the U.S. has made no secret of its policy of not only maintaining its military presence in the Asia-Pacific region, but also expanding it, and therefore, despite public anger in Japan.
Well, like it just said, it said that the U.S. has made no secret policy as far as expanding its military power. We all know, if you go into history with the Romans, they had their military spread out abroad. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they, somewhat, for the most part, lost their empire, because they had their military here, and here, as well as the American military. They got their military spread so far out. If one place is losing, they ain't got a place close enough to come and help. To help them if they're losing, so therefore they lose that place, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to throw out there, as far as the BRICS, by the BRICS it means Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America.
South Africa.
Yes, like in South Africa. So that's the BRICS. So with China being involved in there and Russia being involved in there, that's key right there. That leads to the Third World War. Because with them not dealing in oil to the America, how they supposed to get money? They definitely owe China. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when you owe somebody? They like, nah, go ahead and keep it. I don't even want the money. Obviously, they gonna come get that money that you owe them, plus whatever else they want to take. So it's slowly leading into this Third World War. That's what's 2014, Lord willing, maybe 2015, that's what it's going to lead to, that Third World War, which is going to be nuclear. So that's why a lot of the countries, they talking about uranium, they upgrading their missiles, upgrading their missile defense systems, they upgrading their offense systems, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Like Russia getting rid of the, I believe it's the S-300s, upgrade to the S-400s, I believe, So a lot of the different countries is getting into that military state. They get into that that nuclear state, because that's at the end. When you read in somebody get that Revelations 20 and 14 right quick, because this is definitely a future prophecy right here.
And what's that precept when it says I was looking for it, but thought that was when it's deep.
I think it's in Obadiah. It's either in Obadiah or it's in Psalms 58.
It's in Obadiah, so we're gonna roll and check that out.
Because and like the brothers, or it might be Isaiah 14. I'm not sure. So like the brother said, thought that was because America people think America is really this actual big bully. They think they still have the muscles and everything. You know what I'm saying? America is like a bully eating all, like what you said the other day, hot Cheetos and Mountain Dew. They just game all day. You know what I'm saying? Versus Russia and China and Iran, they actually working out. They lifting weights. They doing cardio workouts. They actually doing exercises to build, to strengthen their country. America's not doing it. They like, shh, we got it made. You know what I'm saying? We can chill out. That's what's going on right now. You know, so, but America like, well, we been running the show, so we gonna do what we want to do. But the other countries, they coming up. You know, they getting that nuclear power. You know what I'm saying? They come into that nuclear state of mind. They getting ready for war, like it says in Joel chapter 3, man. Let the weak say that I am strong. You know, because they have that military power too. I believe it's either Joel 3 or Isaiah 14. You know, but it says, let the weak say that I am strong. Because they coming into that nuclear power to where, like, you can't say that, oh, we got nuclear weapons, and if you don't do this or do that, then we gonna take over. They like, go ahead and try. We got nuclear weapons too, and we got this country backing us, and we got this country backing us. That's what Isaiah the 47th chapter is all about, man. The Most High, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, exposing America for who they really is. They weak, you know what I'm saying? They vulnerable now. This is the perfect time for that Third World War to come back. You know, so of course it's going to happen in the Most High, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's time. But this is that time right now, man. This generation shall not pass, you know. This is that generation where that Third World War is going to happen. You know, a lot of old heads say, oh, they've been talking about that, you know. But this is that time where it's going to happen. Based off the Most High setting up the prophets, them teaching the word being spread, the word awaken the elect, the prophecies as far as the economy, as far as the famine, you know, all the devilish acts that Esau, the so-called white man, do. This is that time, man. It's perfect. The 2/3 innate act, the so-called white man and his racism. We just had a man in Texas that got charged, you know, with a hate crime as far as racism with the knockout game. That bullshit knockout game with teenagers or people at the age of 20 to 25, 26 or whatever, knocking out elderly people. You know what I mean? You talking about 60, 65 and up. You know what I'm saying? And thinking that it's a game, thinking it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? This is the world that we come into. But the Most High wanted it like this so he can judge this place, man. Who had that Revelations?
20.
I got a precept and list of it if I
Go ahead. You got the Revelations? It's 20 and 14, I believe. Karate, can you get 2nd Ezra's 4 and 19, I believe? Because that's key too. That 2nd Ezra's. Go ahead, man.
That's cool. Jeremiah 51 and 5. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power.
Yeah, Israel nor Judah. That's the northern tribe and the southern tribe. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They haven't been forsaken. But it's talking about the elect. You know, because you have 2/3 of our people who wants America to continue. They want the so-called white man to continue to rule because they actually think that they're going to come up one day. You know, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they think individual right now. They like, well, if I get this job, I can make this amount of money and provide this amount of money for my family. Versus the elect, the men of the Lord, we like, well, we do this for the Most High, we can get this reward to take the so-called white man down so our kingdom can rise so we can rule. That's the difference between the elect and the 1/3 and the 2/3, man. That's the difference right there. The 144,000 and the 1/3, which is the elect, and the 2/3, man. We want our kingdom to come so we can rule in our kingdom. We don't want to rule in Esau's kingdom. Why we want to rule in a place where they allowing homosexuality to have rights? They allowing gay marriages. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to rule in a place like that because it'll be an ongoing fighting. You know, so we want to rule in a place of righteousness, man.
The scripture says, blood defileth the land.
Yeah. And that it has to be cleansed.
Yeah.
So if we trying to rule in this place, we're going to forever be fighting opposed to just totally, you know, for the most part, eradicating them and shedding their blood upon this, because their blood will be shed upon this land. America definitely, and the land of Israel, which is the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans' land, man. Because that's the place that the Most High chose. Their blood, the Edomites, the so-called white people, their blood will be shed upon those two lands indefinite, man. Because those lands has to be cleansed. They came over here and slaughtered the Native Americans, man. The tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben, partially the tribe of Issachar, you know, and over in the land of Israel, the southern tribe, you know, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, you know. That's why they was talking about, you read in Psalms, they said, race it. They was helping the Babylonians take us captive, man, and kill us.
I got the precept we was saying earlier.
Okay, so those lands has to be cleansed, man. Judgment is going to come to the so-called white man in order for the kingdom of heaven, which is the nation of Israel, our kingdom, man. It's synonymous with one another. That's why they was like, will you restore the kingdom unto us at this time? But it wasn't that time. That time is now, man. That time is now. Go ahead, Brad.
I had one for earlier, but I'm going to pull this out.
Do you got that Esdras? You know what I'm talking about?
4.
It should be like 419, I believe.
429.
429? Okay, 429. Hold that, and then you hold that, because it's gonna go right here, you call, and then rock this out.
Okay.
Oh my God, I dropped it.
Okay.
I don't know how it happened.
Because there's no way, you know, why the brother find the scripture, there's no way that we can try to rise up our kingdom. Listen, that's the key word, kingdom. Our kingdom are the so-called white man that's ruling in his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in Daniel's 7 and 18, the saints shall take the kingdom. Whose kingdom are we going to take? We're going to take over Esau's kingdom, man, his dominion, how he ruled the earth right now. We're going to take that over so we can rule it in righteousness through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You got that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 5. I start at 5, the point is at 7. It says, for Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Yeah, so we can't partake in the wickedness that America is. That Babylon is America right now. Right now, that Babylon is America. We can't partake in the wickedness that goes on in America. Us being prophets, you know, we can't be like, well, someday we're going to get these Edomites. So we go out and play the knockout game. Knocking out, you know, elderly Edomites. No, because the Lord said, wait ye upon me. We can't indulge in our lusts that this flesh want to give into in this society, man. That's the point of serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is sacrifice. Giving up those lusts that you have, you know. So that's us coming out of her for the most part right there. Now when you read in Revelation, it's talking about the chariots delivering us. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, if we make it to that point, you know. But right now, all we can do is read, watch, and pray. You know what I'm saying? As far as the prophecies, keeping our faith, enduring through the temptations. That's what we can do right now. Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in their iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
This is the time of the Lord's vengeance. So we can't be, it said, be not what?
It says, be not cut off in her iniquity.
Yeah, don't be destroyed with America, because America's going to be judged. They at that point where they giving homosexuals rights.
And mainly that's something I was getting on them chariots too, about our salvation is getting beamed up, so to speak, on them chariots.
Kind of.
You know?
Yeah. You know, so like the brother said, this is definitely them chariots. So you can't be cut off in a judgment that America's got coming, which is thermonuclear fire, man.
Yep. It says, he will render unto her a recompense. Babylon, here's the point, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand,
Yeah.
that made all the earth drunken.
Drunken with what? They philosophies. The democracy that they spread, and the wickedness that they spread, and the philosophies that they spread, man. Everything America has that's wicked, they want to spread it amongst the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? Some of them countries, they like, no, we not with that. Like, it's just recent that I believe women in Paris started wearing pants. You know what I'm saying? That was something that America brought over to them. You know, and they can see, as America take over, so to speak, a continent or a country, you know, that democracy come about and things get all chaotic, man. It's all out of order. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. America going to spread that democracy, their philosophies, their way of life. Thinking this, man, look at America. There's no order in this place, man. Job 10 and 21, I believe, it talks about that, man. The darkness of this place, the shadow of death with no order, you know? Go ahead, Al.
It says, verse 7, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Because they're realizing, like, what? You talking about this democracy, you talking about making our way of life better, and you actually making it worse.
Yeah, and because we was going over the article with BRICS dropping $1, the nation is drunk of that wine also. Now they're coming to their senses. You know, as it says here, you go, brother, talking about Isaiah, the 14th chapter.
47.
You know, 47. You know, basically this dollar, they're realizing like this dollar ain't got no value to it. It's losing its value. You know what I'm saying? And now on top of that, it's all a process. Also, the military is beginning to dwindle, like the brother said earlier. Just like in with Rome. Rome had the same problem with the dinero. And what happened when what effects happened when the army was spread out?
They started messing with the currency. They started mixing metal with clay.
Yeah.
You know,
devaluing it.
Devaluing the dinero. All right. So what happened? Basically, you had armies taking over in different provinces. You know what I'm saying? You had riots of the people. That's the main thing. You had riots of the people because of the money was going down and the value of it. What's going on now in Great Britain and all these other countries behind them riots for the most part? What they're doing with the when the credit goes down, or basically the dollar, whatever dollar they're using, especially with the euro.
The euro.
Euro is the main leading. You know, America's next.
Yeah.
You know, all these countries riding. Greece. Who else is riding?
The Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine on some new stuff.
Yeah, because the Ukraine, they riding on whether they want to join the European Union or not. And the upper class, they want to go, but the bottom class really don't want to go. That's what the basic almost like a civil war is about to take place, because they don't want to go into that Western society. You know, they were part of Russia, so they still got that Soviet mentality for the most part.
And what the scriptures say, wars and rumors of wars, man. So we in that time, you know.
It says, verse 8, it says, Babylon.
Can I say something? Because when the dollar is devalued and America can't use a dollar, what tactic will they have to go to? Military tactic, man. That's what they're going to have to go to. Oh, if they don't want to use our dollar, we're going to make them use our dollar, or we're going to take everything that they have.
And them people don't want them up in that, man.
Exactly.
The people ready for them to leave. So once your army, you know, your army gets thinner, or your army becomes thin, then that make them look at you like, yeah, you ain't all that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Like they had another one article about how America's moving their troops down to another part of Japan. And Japan, like, why you moving? You get the fuck up out of here. Like, our army, you came here to get our army straight. We straight. You can go home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Now we gotta do extra stuff.
Yep. So but the numbers went from 18,000 to 10,000. See, they already been preparing for this. That's why Obama gave that little bullshit speech about the troops coming back. He trying to save a little money on the military. You know what I'm saying? They knew what was up. But guess what? They still gonna have to send them out there because when the people start in different countries start coming down on the fucking militaries out there, you're gonna have to send people out there.
China making threats, North Korea making threats.
You know, Iran, shit. Iran just waiting like a counterpunch.
Yeah, they just like the most patient when making their threats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen that they about to start enriching their uranium to 60%. So that's them basically saying, yeah, we are making missiles. Because before, when it was at like 20%, you really can't do nothing with 20% uranium except for like power the country.
Yeah.
But I think at like 60% or 80%, something like that, now that's weapon grade. Now you can start making them my ICBMs.
Somebody can speak right quick. That's what Google right quick. So at the end of the day, that's the time that we in. We in the time at Third World War. We in the time of rumors of war. You know, Matthew chapter 24. You know, that's the time that we in. And we coming into a new year, man. After every year, this place gets worse and worse and worse. You know, in wickedness as well as economically, man.
They got a verse for you.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 14 and 5 says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked."
Yeah, that's their power, man. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked, the power of the so-called white man, Esau. You know what I'm saying? You see an old man and he has a cane, that's the power of him helping him stand up at that moment, man. If you kick that cane from under him, for the most part, he's going to fall. So the Lord has broken that to the so-called white man. Go ahead.
"And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us."
Yeah, so that's gonna tie into what it said in Proverbs, you know, when the righteous ruleth, everybody rejoice, man, because after the so-called white man is taken down, who's gonna rule? Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans, man. And we're gonna rule our rulership, our dominion, our kingdom in righteousness, you know. We're gonna have the best of the best, definitely. You know, but we're gonna allow this nation, or I'm gonna say, this nation, and that nation, and this nation to have their own lands, but they're gonna pay tribute. You know, we ain't gonna be putting no heavy taxes on nobody and making sure only our people got the jobs and everything, because we want them to work, you know what I'm saying, so they can contribute to us. You know, the so-called white man, he tried not to give us jobs, to keep us oppressed, to keep us in the slave mentality so we can never rise up. You know what I'm saying? But through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the elect is going to rise up. And that's going to be the start of our kingdom, you know? Go ahead.
It says, "Hell from beneath is moved, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, and stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth, and have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou become weak as we?"
Yeah, art thou become weak as we? Now, why would they say that? Because they have nuclear capability as well. You know, at a point in time, it was mainly America having it and using it. But other nations got it as well, so they're not as scared. You know, they ain't been as petrified as they used to be, because they like, I wish you would shoot a nuclear missile. We'll shoot some too.
And on the fact that their dollar is dropping like that, the value of the country. Because America used to be AAA, so their business was booming. Now it's getting to the point that other countries are like, why am I trading with the dollar when the dollar's value is dropping? My money is worth more than this.
Can I throw an analogy in there? at this time, you got a lot of teenagers, for the most part, all talking about J's, the retro J's. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want the retro Jordans that already came out. They just re-releasing them. So let's say those retro J's, they was knockoffs. That's how the dollar is. Everybody look, man, you got them, man. You know what I'm saying? You hooping in those, and you go to, do a stop and pop, and your toe just busts out the front of them. Somebody go to dunk and the bottom just pop out. You know what I'm saying? So it's the dollar right now is those knockoff J's. Everybody realizing like that ain't the real deal. It's something that they want. It's something that they can use and benefit off of, but it ain't the real deal. That's what the dollar is right now. From the dollar, it gets traded in oil. You want oil, you have to trade it in a dollar. But like the article that the brother had, they're starting to drop that dollar. And Gaddafi was on the same thing. He was ready to start using gold. Iran was ready to start trading in oil and gold as well. So once they get into this gold mentality, or silver or any other precious metal, anything opposed to the dollar, which is the reason why they dropping it, what's going to happen to America's economy, man? It's going to crash. It's going to crash. That means no more food stamps.
No, there's no escaping this. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. The dollar is a stretching balloon. You know what I'm saying? The dollar's a stretching balloon. There's no way that you can provide money and stop money from coming in unless you quadruple your dollar. And that's why America's going to crash, because the main way they quadruple their dollar, or flip it, so to speak, is with the oil trade. You know what I'm saying? If you getting money off that, you the main source of the global transactions, of the global business. You got your hands on everything. But when they drop the dollar, now you gotta rely on you. And America's, all their jobs is going overseas to China and all these other places, and no jobs coming back to here. All right, all them numbers they put up on TV is full of some bullshit, man. Once you get down to the get down, this economy is crashing, man. You know what I'm saying? They open up these businesses to hurry up and get that money out you, and they're gonna shake. You know?
Yeah, weapons grade is 90%.
90%.
90%.
I thought it was 90% too. God. And you said they at 60?
They enriched it to 60.
So that's 30% away from a nuclear bomb. Which, for the most part, I think they already have nuclear bombs. That's what they just releasing that to the media. But let's say they don't. Americans like, oh, they trying to go to 60%. We got to do something about that. That's how America is. They try to stop
Israel like that.
Huh?
Israel.
Yeah, and as well. Hey, the least shall draw them out. That's why Jeremiah say what it say. The least shall draw them out, because Israel, like you said, Israel, they be thinking like that as well. So we got to go in there and stop them. So if they go in there and try to stop them, America has no choice but to jump into that fight, man. And China and Russia back in Iran, they had no choice but to, it's over.
America really don't want it. You know what I'm saying? But the least shall draw them out.
Yeah.
Israel, the fake Jews, and Amalekites, and Khazars, Jew rats, them over there in our land, they're the ones stirring up all this trouble. America is trying to they're trying to get control, but the way Israel is just trying to get straight to the point.
Israel
being systematic about it or anything.
Israel is that hot-headed friend that you have. When you go out, you want to chill out, have a nice little time or something, but you got a hot-headed friend that just whatever, anything anybody say or do, they ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? You might just want to chill out. So if that person fight and it's 3-on-1, you have no choice but to jump in that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's America and that's Israel right now. So if Israel jump in, America's gonna have to jump in.
And Israel know that Iran will nuke them for sure. They've been doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And it's prophecy on top of everything. But that's the spirit the Most High is letting be out there, that allows them to accept the, like say, gonna put fish hooks into Russia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't like they gonna pop up and do it. That spirit gonna get on them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, your spirit is gonna, like I said, it's got spirits created for vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
They in Book of Sirach, when they say they basically wait.
41, yeah.
to their opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
And they love what they do.
Yup, just like America's opportunity being Esau, he chilled out for a while and then he just came out being a full-blown devil he was made out to be. And there's all these other countries are meant to be here, and along with process at certain points of life, your ass gonna do what the Lord obviously meant you to be. From getting on America and then end up being servants.
Yep.
People always ask, well, why would God make all these people be servants? You know what I'm saying? So right now, he got China, them, Iran. He got the spirit on to build nuclear warheads. Not to show off nothing. They building them nuclear warheads to blow up something, man. And Israel gonna get it, and according to prophecy, America's gonna get it. You know.
What you on, Revelations?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
Yep.
And whosoever was not found
By the second death, so by the second death is meaning that fire. You know, the first death was the flood, which you read about in 2 Peter's chapter 3. They tell you about the first death and the second death. You know, the first heaven and earth was by water, and the second is going to be by fire. Go ahead.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Yeah, that lake of fire is the missiles, man. The thermonuclear missiles hitting America as well as other continents and countries, you know. But predominantly in America. That's where those missiles is going to, because the Most High is definitely coming to judge this place, which is Babylon spiritually, Egypt spiritually, Sodom and Gomorrah spiritually, Rome spiritually, Greece spiritually. Man, it's all of those wicked kingdoms tied in one.
Yeah, what was just going on for Christmas?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Christmas is just an orgy of wicked, doctrines all tied in one, man. You know? Yeah, can you get a Ciroc 7 and 15?
Okay.
That's it to that?
Okay.
Go ahead, Karak.
Second Ezra chapter 4 verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down,
Yeah. What is sown? No, go ahead.
and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away,
Yeah, that's the evil, man. It's evil sown in this place. That's why, like the brother said earlier, man, this place has to be cleansed. It tells you in Numbers 35, a land can't be cleansed except by the blood that the people who shed that blood, you know, blood be shed upon that land. So the so-called white man's blood basically, to be blunt about it, the so-called white man, the Edomites, they have to die in order for the lands, for the earth to be cleansed and to be right, man. Especially in the land of America and especially in the land of Israel.
And in regards to how y'all feel, that's what the scripture said. It tells you that over and over and over, but you still act like the Most High is dealing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everything's set up in order.
Yeah.
Well, you said 7 and 14?
10 and 8, let him finish that though.
That's
It's
a lot.
10 and 8, so like
then cannot they come that which is sown with good.
yeah, as a matter of fact, hey, I start that over right quick.
Second Ezra 4 and 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away,
Pass not away. Now, how is America going to pass away? The brother just read in Revelations 20, man, that lake of fire, the thermonuclear fire, the second death, which is spoken of in 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, which tells you about all the elements being burnt up. That's how America is going to pass away. The so-called white man's dominion and his kingdom is going to pass away. So if all of that don't turn upside down, let's say they like, well, the Bible say we should put homosexuals to death. Let's do that. They're not going to do that. Therefore, this place will pass away.
Yeah,
Because
it's gonna crumble like a sinkhole, man. It's gonna eat itself up and get destroyed on the outside. Like I said, the sword is without, the famine is within. You got all the other country wanna tear you up alive and then you got your own people going against you. That's the same way Rome went down, from outside and from within. While they had wars, they had riots. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same way America's gonna go down. Why? Because America is a reincarnation of Rome. You know? Which is that that head that was healed.
Yep.
You know, even though it stemmed to Great Britain, so to speak, but it's the same thing. America is basically a part of that anyway, man.
Correct.
Yeah. And if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that which is sown with good.
Yeah. What is that? The kingdom of heaven. There's no way the Lord is going to bring the kingdom of heaven, because you can read that in, I believe, Revelations 21. Talk about New Jerusalem coming down. There's no way that we're going to rule on this earth with the so-called white man ruling. No, that's not going to happen. What's happening, the so-called white man is ruling now. The prophets, we're spreading out the prophecy. We're warning the people to raise up the elect. Once the elect is sealed, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to tear this place up, Lord willing, as well through us, as well as, you know, some of the other camps, you know, through the men of the Lord, as well as him, through the chariots, through nuclear fire. After that happens, our kingdom is going to be raised up. So that's that good, that's what's supposed to come. But it can't come with this evil being sown in this place. So this place has to be destroyed, and then our kingdom shall come, you know. That was into that. Okay, go ahead. Right.
Sirach chapter 10 verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings,
Unrighteous dealings,
injuries,
injuries,
and riches got by deceit.
and riches got by deceit. Them still in this land. Unrighteous dealings, the different laws that they pass, and knowing that damn their wickedness, you know, them giving homosexuals rights. What did it say after that? Injuries, the oppression that they put on the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That right there. You know, because of those things, go ahead.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Their kingdom is translated from the Edomites, which is going to be transferred to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, the elect of that nation, the elect of the Israel. And then the ones who died on this side will come back through those people, because there is reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? So with America, their wickedness is in too deep. We was just talking about that the other day, man. Their wickedness is in too deep. You know, you get in too deep into something to where you just lost. So there's no way that Obama can come on the scene and be like, the Bible said we're supposed to put homosexuals to death. We're going to do that. The Bible said we're not supposed to tax people. We're going to do that. They in too deep, man. They in too deep to where they greedy with their unrighteous dealings, man. And their riches gotten by deceit, you know. So since they in too deep with that, they're going to continue to do that. There's no turning back from that, man. You know?
100%.
Go ahead. And therefore, America would be destroyed.
This is the book of Matthew 24, chapter 22. And except those days should be shortened.
Yeah, except those days should be shortened. The temptation that the men of the Lord shall come upon, you know.
There should no flesh be saved.
Yeah, there should no flesh be saved, man, because there's going to be famine out here, martial law out here, race riots out here, the chip, you know what I'm saying? That's going to tie into that temptation. But let's say look, if you don't get this chip, you can't eat. You know what I'm saying? You can't do no business without that chip in your hand, your arm, your right hand, your right arm, or your forehead, you know? So you're going to have to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to provide for you, man. However, whichever way he provide for you. You know, that's why you gotta, that's the whole point of the knowledge and wisdom being a stability in those times. It was talking about that time. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have a job, when you don't have a house, when you don't have a refrigerator to go to, when you don't have electricity, you know, when you really down and out, and you have to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to provide for you a way for you to survive, for you to continue, for you to endure, for you to have faith, man. That's the days you're going to have faith in, you know. Go ahead.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. So, because the Most High is all about the elect right now. He's all about the elect, the 144,000 and 1/3. That's who he's riding for. because those are the ones who he predestinated for them to ride for him. Therefore, he's going to get that mutual love. You know, the shit that Polite talk about, like the brother Yashawamba, you know, he did a sit down on the nigga who was out there saying Kofa. You know what I'm saying? He was out there like, yeah, you know, I used to be in the Hebrew Israelite, you know, much respect to Elder Tahar. I used to be in the Boston camp. Oh, you started that? But now he's talking shit. When it comes to that whole Egyptology shit, them niggas is dead, man. Once the deal goes down, the famine pop off, the race right, they are not gonna, who they gonna pray to? You know what I'm saying? The men of the Lord, the elect, they gonna call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Because that's that name that you should be delivered in. That's the name you're supposed to believe in. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that tripped me out about them Egyptology niggas, most of the people in Africa are either Christians or they into Islam. Who in Africa is even in Egyptology?
Yeah.
Only niggas in America.
Yeah.
And they're not even from Egypt.
Exactly.
They're from West Africa.
These different African countries, you know, or states or whatever. You know,
No country
it's
in
not
Africa.
even actual Egypt. In Egypt, they like going crazy right now.
No country in Africa has their official religion Egyptology.
Yeah, exactly. And none of them are black. None of them are black.
Because Esau made that shit.
Esau made that shit, and guess what? Esau owns Egypt, nigga. Since the Greeks. Since Ptolemy and them went down there and started handling business. Esau been down there.
There ain't no prophecies about them getting their land back. All that knowledge, you ain't got your land back. Because that's what y'all relying on. Science. Science should have got you up in there by now. Y'all a little late.
Yeah.
Stars that around you for you?
What has it been, about 20, 26, 2,500 years? Y'all still ain't came up and got your land back? Y'all still ain't got y'all land back, man?
Forrest doing y'all dirty.
Y'all ain't talking about like going back home. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even from Egypt. You can go to, like, what you say? What tribe you say you from? Polite.
I don't even know.
No, not the Wabian. Say that.
Igbo.
The Igbo.
Yeah.
Right, you go to the Igbo tribe, get your bow. You know what I'm saying? And go into like Eltar said, go into the bushes, man. Go in there. Go to a big city.
I'm going to Cairo.
The city of Africa and shit.
You gonna be spotted out, man.
Go in the bushes, get that bowl. Y'all go and get y'all some huts and y'all can start a whole civilization.
Get y'all chest marks, y'all forehead marks, you know, let y'all know that y'all men, so y'all can have that in your mind. Y'all not about to do. Y'all not about that life. See, us, our power gave us an understanding. Wait ye upon me. That's what we gonna do.
That's what we gonna do.
We gonna teach this word, preach his prophecies, and wait upon the Lord to come and destroy the so-called white man to raise us up. Y'all just, like Yashawamba said, man, we trying to get more to our quote-unquote community. I'm not even gonna say community, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say to our people, to the elect, man. We trying to get more to them opposed to just knowledge. We trying to let them know you have knowledge, you got rewards coming, you got a kingdom coming, you know what I'm saying? You got worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because it's all about sincerity.
Man, you got wartime.
You got, I'm ready. Man, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I'm ready for war, man.
I mean, it's gonna be a spiritual war. It all starts from the scriptures first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and right now we're in a spiritual war. You know.
Yeah.
So it's the same mentality.
What's that? Ephesians chapter 6. Yeah, Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. You know.
Yeah. But when your mind ain't in the game, it's gonna be a wrap for you. You know? That's just the truth of it. Just like with the silver fight. Hey.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. If you ain't cut for your mind and knowing it, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no clock in, clock out type of thing. You know? Your mind gotta be focused on it. That's why the elect gonna endure. That's how scripture say endure. You know what I'm saying? You 2/3, you gonna fall out, man. You know?
Is it more to that? That you still got right? You still got that 10 and
10-8, that was, I didn't think you wanted drop.
Okay, that was into that. You said you had a precept, right?
Alright,
You dropped
precept.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
This is talking about what you talking about earlier about the kingdom being translated.
Yeah.
Second Ezra 6:6 says, "Then I considered these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?"
Yeah, the first being who? Esau, the so-called white man. The beginning of who? Jacob, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. I might have jumped the gun just a little bit. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yeah, because the promises, the covenants, all of that went down. The grace, everything spoken of in Romans chapter 9, that went down from Abraham unto Isaac unto Jacob. Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world,
Esau is the end of the world,
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the world don't mean this, what you see. It's talking about rulership, man. Esau is the end of his of a rulership. Right now, we at the end of Esau's rulership. How do we know? Isaiah 47. The Lord is exposing the so-called white man. The Lord is exposing America for all their wickedness, all of the chariot or UFO, so to speak, stories that they had hidden. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is exposing them for all of that, because he said he's going to lift up their skirt. So that's what the Most High is doing right now. The Illuminati. Everybody know about the fucking Illuminati now, man. The Masons, all their secret societies. All of that has been exposed through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So that's how you know we at the end of this so-called white man's kingdom, man.
Here the precept.
Because it's a saying that goes around, says the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was I can't worry about it. I always miss it. The greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was basically showing the world that he didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the devil actually been there right in front of your face, but you not knowing that that's actually him.
Nigga woman definitely don't believe. She think Esau her friend.
Like the movie Unusual Suspect. Now the dude that they was interrogating throughout the whole movie, he was the actual person that was behind everything that he was speaking about, and they let him go. You know what I'm saying? But he was the actual person that should have been getting persecuted for it. But this is not that case. The Most High is exposing that person, man. So we can expose that person. So people can realize that person. So people can come to their senses. And those people been the elect, man. Through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the elect will rise up. You know?
That don't sound like law-abiding citizen for a second.
Yeah. You got something?
Yeah. This is Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they had shed innocent blood in their land.
Yeah, because they shot the Native Americans, innocent blood. Y'all just came over here slaughtering them and tricking them and having them sign treaties, and y'all breaking the treaties and the covenants, and y'all doing what y'all wanted to do. But, on down to today, man, with the oppression that y'all still put upon so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? The Native American people. Y'all don't even want the Mexicans here, and they was here before y'all was here. You know what I'm saying? All of that oppression y'all put upon our people to keep us down, man. The Lord is going to judge you for that. He's going to judge you through famine, through race war. Even you six-pack Joes, you average Edomites, you average so-called white people, y'all going to be killed in the race wars. You know? And at the end of the day, y'all people who y'all look up to, y'all Ron Pauls, y'all what's that old dude? Nigga John McCain, y'all Dick Cheneys, y'all President Bushes, y'all Clintons, all of them, y'all, they gonna be put in slavery, man. Hey, can't forget about the Rothschilds and the Gettys and the DuPonts, the 13 Illuminati families, so to speak. All them higher up so-called white people who's ruling, got all the money, controlling the earth, pulling the strings, or whatever, however you want to word it, they're going to be put into slavery, pursuing to Psalms 149, man. Bind the kings and the fetters of iron. You know, that's what's going to happen, and then the rest of y'all going to follow suit. Because through them, they're going to procreate, and they're going to have kids, and they're going to have kids, and there's going to be y'all coming back to serve y'all 1,000 years of slavery, man. That's what y'all have coming, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Speaking on the last days, that started since the apostles' time, since Paul and them was teaching. So you always talking about we been in the last days. We really have been in the last days, but now we at the end of the last days. You know, we at the time where the prophecies that they were speaking about, we actually see it. We're actually living it, you know. And read that one more time out.
It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Yeah, mountain is a government. You know, it's synonymous with government, which is the elect. Him raising up the elect. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the prophets, starting with the ones that listen, and starting with the rest of the ones that shall be saved. Go ahead.
And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when the kingdom come, these other nations, you're not going to see nobody worshiping Buddha. You ain't going to see anybody coming up to us talking about, what's the, Allah, or anybody talking about the black woman is God. You're not going to hear all of that. Things is going to be in order, man. According to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're going to consent to the law, statutes, and commandments of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Even our people, they're going to consent to that. There's going to be no Christmas. There's not going to be no Christmas. There ain't going to be no Thanksgiving. There's going to be the Purim. The Passover is going to change. You know, it said that the Passover is going to change. It's going to be a Purim. The Passover is going to change. The Feast of Tabernacles. You know what I'm saying? You're going to actually worship the holy days opposed to holidays. You know? Go ahead.
Just say that, it goes with it. It says, verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways,
Yep.
and we will walk in his paths.
Yeah, that's our people as well as other nations, man. Because that's the whole point of setting up that government. Like I said, that mountain. You know, that's the whole point of setting that up. For them to get right first, to establish a government. And for that government to teach the rest of the people how to deal, how to live life righteously. Because our kingdom, we're not gonna have these people over here living and they've been homosexuals and we just letting them do what they, hell no. They trying to do that shit, we're gonna slaughter them. And then the rest of the people that don't get slaughtered with them, we're gonna know not to do that because our kingdom is gonna be righteous. It's not gonna be how America is, man. This place is wicked. Our place is gonna be the complete opposite. The so-called white man on the bottom and us on the top. Period. You know?
It says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Yeah. The inner court, the outer court, the Gentiles been on the outer court. They not being able to come into the land of Israel, come into the temple, you know, and all of that. That's going to be established, man. It's not going to be like, oh, let me go bowling with Bobby from work. It's not going to be like that. They're going to be in chains. They're going to be getting whipped. They're going to be in slavery, man. They're going to be having the worst times of 10 centuries.
The best of times and the worst of times.
Yeah.
Because the scripture says that the curses that are upon us is going to go over to the heathens.
Yeah, because it tells you in Lamentation, they're going to drink of that cup that we drink of.
Exactly.
That's slavery. That oppression.
And it applies to them with the with our blessings. You know, it says, blessed shall be thou and cometh in. You know, it's gonna flip flop.
Yeah.
It's gonna flip flop on them.
Because they wanted to take up the Bible and say America was built upon the Bible. This is our Bible too. We want to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. But they done broke every one of them. So therefore, they're gonna have to be judged for that, man. And that's beautiful because they deserve that for thinking that the Most High was a game, man. You have a lot of our people that follow the so-called white man They think that the Most High is a game. You know, Polite, for the most part, been the main one right now, man. Him, as well as the false prophets, you know, Yohana and 14th Street Israelite, Comfy, wherever the fuck he's at. Sabak, you know, Prophet 666, Bubba Light, Blackfish, and the rest of them, you know, who's ever not teaching the truth, man. You are enemy of the Lord is going to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing games. The Lord don't play games. It tells you in Luke, he's an austere man. He tells you right there, he's an austere man. He showed you he ain't play no game. When his disciples didn't get something, you know, one of his parents, he'd be like, man, what the hell? Y'all don't get it either? He mean business, man.
Yeah, when he can cast out the devil.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He mean business. You know, and the men of the Lord, we have to be on that same tip, man, to our best abilities, man. We're not going to do you like Nate Satan or wicked ass and say you have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments or you're going to die, so to speak, you know. Man, it tells you, practice. It tells you rehearse the righteous acts, you know. If you see a woman you want to deal with, you know she got a man, I just kick it with her and just drink a little wine. You wicked for that. You know what I'm saying? You wicked. Don't even deal with it. That's that sacrifice. Nah, that's just the lust. You know, that's that lust that want to get me there. You know, don't even go down that route, man. Just take that L, because that's what it's about. The Lord, hey.
About getting on that chariot, man.
Hey, it's about getting on that chariot, man. One scripture. You holding something?
No, what's up?
What was we reading? Was that 1 Peter's? Where basically the Lord took that L? Yeah, 1 Peter's 2, I think it's 2:21.
Leaving us an example.
Hold on 1 second now.
It's 2 and 23.
2 and 23?
Yeah, but it's the point is 2:23. Start 2:21.
Okay, yeah, kind of.
All right. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 21.
Yeah.
For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
Yeah, follow his steps. He took L's. You know, so we supposed to follow in his steps. Go ahead.
Who did no sin.
Did no sin. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to sin at all. You know, because it tells you in 1 John, if you say you haven't sinned, then you're wicked. You're lying. You know, you're going to slip. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall for the most part. But you can control not committing point blank blunt adultery.
I'm gonna say that you can slip but don't fall.
Okay, like the brother said, you can slip but don't fall. I'm pretty sure you brothers out there can understand what that means.
You stumble, you know.
Yeah, the scripture
If
says
not, you cannot commit adultery, but you cannot become unclean for the most part. You know, sitting on a bus or sitting on, even on, if you live with your woman and she on her menstrual or whatnot, you go knock on her neighbor's doors to use the toilet. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, go ahead.
The scripture said, a wise man know when he's slipping, but a
Yeah.
fool will guard all time.
Exactly. Yeah, a wise man know when he's slipping, and he's mad about that. You know, he's like, man, I could have did this, and he correct his faults, man. You know, that's what the sincerity comes in about. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Verse 22. Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth.
Yeah, because the Lord came to teach the truth. Period. Point blank. Go ahead.
Who, when he was reviled not again.
Yeah, the Lord had power. When they was coming against him, he could have did things. Like when he was on the cross, they're like, well, if you the son of God, why don't you come up off the cross? He stayed on the cross. That was his L. He had the power to come off of the cross, but he didn't come off of the cross because he knew what he had to go through, man. Go ahead. Or when they came to, so-called arrest him in the garden, they said when they went to go to touch him, all of them fell back. So it shows you that he still had power. You know what I'm saying? He could have fought them all off. He could have did that, man. But he knew what he had to go through. Because, hey, the key, what shows you, if he didn't know what he had to go through, why did he pray 3 times to the Most High that cup should pass him, man? You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
go ahead.
Like you're saying, why would you pray for something that, that'd be praying in vain,
Yeah, exactly. He
He
didn't
did
play
it
in
for
the
a
miss.
It just got a different reply, but at the same time, that's what it was.
Yep. Or when Paul, when he had that, he said he had that little pain in his side, so to speak. He prayed to the Most High, and he said, "I guess my grace is sufficient unto me, man."
Infirmities, you see that?
Yeah.
Infirmities,
Yep. I believe it was like a thorn in his side or something like that. So he knew, based off him praying for whatever, how many times he prayed, and that pain still been there, that's just something that he had to go through. This is something we can't pray to the Most. I'm down on my rent. I'm gonna pray to the Most High and see if I can hit the lotto. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need all that money, first of all. You don't probably won't know what to do with all that money, and the Most High provides you a way, man.
Be content with that wages.
See, man, that's why the scripture is so beautiful. It covers everything, all bases. It covers all bases, man. That's something that the world don't teach you. They just teach you, well, if this happened, go this way. If that happened, then go that way. You know what I'm saying? This teach you balance, man, because the false balance of the Most High is unrighteous,
It also says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven.
Exactly.
You praying to the Most High to be a rich man.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna get to the kingdom.
Yeah, certain brothers know how to deal with money, and you might, meet a brother like Bruce Wayne. You might meet a brother who might look like they got more money than you, and don't even seem like they got more money. Or you see that they got more money, but you don't know their bills. You don't know how bad they struggling or whatever. But that's why the Lord said, "Be content with your wages."
He said, more money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
But at the end of the day, you got more of that?
Yeah, you keep going. Keep going.
Okay, I'll go back to the top at 23. It says, "Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not."
Yeah, when they was hitting on him, they was spitting on him. Imagine getting spit on and you not doing nothing about it, man. The Lord took that L, man. We have to go through that in these times. Maybe not being spit on, but like when we out on the highways and byways.
You get spit on, brothers. I've got spit on.
Well, yeah, and piss cups thrown at them, juice thrown at them,
Eggs.
Eggs, things has happened, but you have to take that L. You can't take a pistol on the highway just in case something happened, because that, dilutes your faith, man. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that L. Anything that happens, you have to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. At the end of the day, He's going to protect you. He's going to watch over you. You got to pray to Him. It said, read, watch, and pray. You got to read your scriptures. You got to watch for the prophecies, and you got to pray that you get protection. Pray that you endure. Pray that you continue your faith and your grace. Pray for the brotherhood. Pray for the elect, man. Pray for the prophecies. Pray for the salvation. You know what I'm saying? You have to do those things. All those things is key. And you have to do it in sincerity, man. Do it in sincerity. Yeah.
But committed himself to Him that judgeth righteously.
Which is who? The Most High. This is the Most High's program. You can't go about your own program like, well, maybe if I do this and do that, this will be all right. No, man. The scriptures is here. The game plan is here. It tells you right here how to deal. How to deal with your brother, how to deal in the truth, how to deal with your woman, how to deal with Esau, how to deal with the wicked, how to deal with your job, how to deal with the 2/3. It tells you everything, man. You just got to apply all of that, because it goes back to, what is that, Isaiah 33:6, the wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, man. These times as well as the times that we're coming into. Those hard times, those hard, Jacob's trouble, man. It ain't going to be like, I just pray, got bills now, I just pray to the Most High to watch over me in those times to come. You can, but when those times come, you still have to pray that He watch over you, man. Because He's worthy to be praised, man. He's the ultimate power. He created you for whatever purpose He had for you to have, man. And at the end of the day, you don't even know that full purpose. Us being in this truth, we feel like, look, we supposed to be teaching the word, preaching the prophecies, building the elect, and enduring. If the Lord don't want you to be saved at the end of the day, then you won't be saved. But you don't know that. Therefore, what they say, give diligence that your calling of the election shall be sure, man. So you're gonna have to take those L's. You ain't gonna have everything your way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to be reviled and just have to say, you know. You might road rage. You might talk shit in the truck. You don't want to get out. You never know what the hell he got in his truck or anything. You might take that L. Right to the
Edomites hunt. They might
yeah. Duck Dynasty ass man. You know, pray to the Most High that if it's according to His will, you find Him in that day. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep a cool head. You gotta keep patience, and you gotta stick with that faith and keep enduring, man.
Give me a quick precept.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I was into that. Go ahead.
1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand. But be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer.
Yeah, being sober as in sober to the things that's going on in this world. Actually, be observant. See what's going on. Examine yourself. Examine others. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just be in this truth and be on autopilot. You're not going to survive on autopilot. Because this is spiritual warfare. You have to go up the spirit. The spirit is not autopilot. You know what I'm saying? So you have to watch what's going. You have to watch your surroundings, man. You have to watch what's going on. You can't just be in here and just. Well, I wake up. I read a chapter. I go to work. I come home. I watch videos. I read one more chapter. I go to sleep. I wake up, do the same thing. Saturday come. I go out. I teach. I bring out precepts. Sunday come. You know, you can't be like that, man.
This is not a job.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a job, but it's not how we work in Esau's environment. You clock in, you do what you do for the day, you clock out, then go doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So you go work for Esau. A lot of times, Jake, when you go to work for Esau, you there just to get it over with, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't, like the brother said,
Yeah.
you can't be that way in the truth just to get it over with.
Just want the paycheck.
Yeah.
Want the paycheck. That paycheck
I just
is
want the
being
crown.
the elect. I'm doing enough to be the elect. Let me do this.
Yeah, or else it wouldn't have said fight, man.
And it's that's why I was saying like a while ago that this thing is spiritual. It's within you. You know. So I mean, we can close out from there. You got something?
No, that's also where the sincerity comes in too.
Yeah. Sincerity.
It's definitely all about sincerity. You know? You can't act with the Most High because He searches out the reins, man, in the heart, which is your mind. You had something?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You know, so like the brother said, you know, we close out. So at the end of the day, man, keep fighting, keep enduring. America's gonna be destroyed. As we started this out, the bricks.
And that bricks is gonna bring forth that chip too, man.
Yeah, definitely. Mark of the beast.
To the dollar.
Yeah. 2014, man, they talking big. Obamacare, January 1st, they go into effect. By January 30th, I believe, you better have health insurance or you're going to be getting penalized, you know. And that with that, that's going to bring about them riots and all of that, you know, because everybody probably can't afford this or that, you know, so they're going to be out there with their petitions or with their signs fighting against it.
Yeah, that's sedition.
Yeah, sedition among men. That's coming home.
The thing about it is they're taking away money, and then
expecting you to pay money.
The dollar's gonna inflate, so the stuff in the store is gonna cost more money.
Yeah,
you know, so you have to work 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet.
Just to be broke.
It's a lose-lose situation. But y'all want to build up America.
That's slavery, man. You working just to live.
Yeah,
that's it. Cause you ain't living, you just maintaining.
Yeah. So. At the end of the day, man, death to America, the so-called white man, 2/3, bless the elect, double honors to the other at June Mass, and last but not least, all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.